Runaway Engine. One day, high in the hills of the island of Sodor, Thomas the Tank Engine made an amazing discovery. The town? Thomas had found an old town. It was overgrown with ivy, and the buildings were covering. I cannot wait to tell everyone about this, he peeped. Thomas, you have made a wonderful discovery, Sir Topham said. This was the town of Great Wanderton. It had wonderful springs, Sir Topham told Thomas. But when the water dried up, the people moved away. We must repair the town in time for Sodor Day. Because Thomas had discovered the town, Sir Topham had put him in charge of the repairs. Thomas wanted to show everyone that he was really useful, so he worked very hard, maybe too hard. One morning, Thomas had an accident. He was puffing too fast along an old track and tumbled off the rickety rails. It took hours to hoist him back onto the tracks. Thomas went to the Sodor Steamworks to be fixed. While he was there, Stanley was put in charge of Great Wanderton. Thomas wasn't worried. When I'm all fixed, I am sure to get my job back, he tooted. But when Thomas returned to Great Wanderton, Sir Topham said Stanley would stay in charge of the work. Thomas's funnel flattened. It's not fair, Thomas thought. I found the town. I should be in charge. Thomas had an idea. He had something new. He'd find something new, and then everyone would see he was more useful than Stanley. Then he remembered seeing an old mine nearby. The mine was dark. The rails were old and twisty. Thomas whizzed through the tunnels. Suddenly, he lost control on a steep hill and flew off the tracks. Thomas was lost deep underground. Would anyone hear his whistle? Back in Great Wanderton, Stanley needed Thomas to shunt some freight cars, but Thomas was nowhere to be found. Stanley went looking for him. At the end of some old tracks, he heard a whistle peeping inside an abandoned mine. Stanley! I'm so glad you found me, tooted Thomas. Stanley pulled the little blue engine onto the rails. But there was a loud pump and a hiss of steam. Stanley's hard work, it made him burst a valve. It's my turn to help you. Puff by puff, Thomas pushed his new friend out of the mine. Thomas knew that if they worked together, the repairs at Great Wanderton would be done in no time. Sodor Day finally arrived. There was a big party to reopen Great Wanderton. Thomas, you have done an excellent job, said Sir Topham. I couldn't have done it without Stanley, puffed Thomas. The two engines peeped happily, and everyone cheered. The end.